Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to try to draw something. I don't know what it is yet. We're going to use a website, artprompts.org, to give us an idea. So let's go ahead and just switch windows here. We're going to click on character and see what comes up. Mermaid in a zoo exhibit. Alright, I think we could roll with this. Let me switch back here. Okay, so I'm thinking she's gonna be one of those tanks that you see like underground or at least indoor, like an indoor aquarium type thing. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna go with. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go ahead and sketch out the picture real quick. Now that our sketch is done, we're gonna go ahead and ink her in. What I'm using here is a fine point Sharpie, but you could use anything you want. um, as you can see here, I sketched out the picture first before using anything permanent, and that's just so that I could get it to look how I want. Um, and I suggest you do this with all your drawings if you're using ink in your pictures. So we're gonna give our mermaid a an unimpressed facial expression. She looks really annoyed. Yeah, we're gonna make her annoyed because she's just trying to enjoy her morning. She's trying to drink her coffee or whatever mermaids drink in the morning. And people visiting the zoo, because remember she's a zoo exhibit, are just like looking at her, and she's gonna look really annoyed. Um, so right now we're gonna give her her hair. She's underwater, so we gotta make her hair look extra big because hair in the water. If you've seen it, it just really float. You know. Okay. Now we're gonna draw her arms. This is gonna be her index finger because she has her finger in the ear of the cup. The ear or the handle, whatever. It's gonna be her arm, her neck and body, and here's gonna be the little ring thing of a cup, the actual cup. Okay. Her other hand, because she's using both hands to grab her cup. You know how people drink their coffee like that or whatever. Now we're working on her table. If you're not confident in drawing lines that look straight, I suggest use like a ruler to help you. Yeah. Now and then the bottom of her table is gonna be one of those. You ever see those long spiral shell things? That's what I was thinking when I was trying to make her table. Like she found a shell thing and put uh, a square piece of cement or whatever over it, and was like, "Hey, I got a table." Okay. Now let's work on her tail or her little fishy tail thing. All right. Curve it down because she's sitting. If mermaids can do that, that's what she's doing. Curve it this way. We're gonna put a line down here to give her a shirt, and a line under her neck to give her the top part of her shirt. Her little fins. Now Okay, now we're gonna do like a little frustration squiggle thing right here, just to show that she's mad. Like, hey, why are these people watching me? And we're gonna do the floor of her tank. Eh, you ever see underwater floors? You can just follow the line. You know, underwater floors are like all rocky and muddy, so we'll just make it all squiggly. Just so long as it looks like the floor is behind her, and you're good. And this is what we have so far. Now, as you can see, the black outline doesn't exactly match our sketch, and that's fine. That's perfectly acceptable. All the sketch is basically telling you uh, how to draw what you have in your mind. And just because you didn't follow your sketch exact doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Just like a lot of things in life, a lot of times things don't go as planned, but you adapt and overcome, right? Because in the end, look, we still have our annoyed mermaid drinking her mermaid coffee or something. And isn't that what we wanted? Alright. Now, I don't know about you, but you see my funky looking window that I drew for her tank? Tanks don't look that weird, right? So what we're gonna do is instead use a ruler to help us draw a straight line. If you don't have a ruler, you could use anything that has like a straight edge. Like I don't have a ruler, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the back of my book, and we're gonna use our book to help draw a straight line to make the window to her tank. So we're just gonna draw a line. Position it. Now the thing I gotta tell you about drawing shapes with a straight edge is you gotta keep in mind where the lines are going, and make sure that if it's a square like what we're doing now or a rectangle, the lines need to look at least somewhat symmetrical. Um, one of the drawbacks to using a book is I can't see where the other line is behind it, so I gotta like um you know I gotta eyeball how to make it straight. Now we're gonna do the top. Okay. Looks like we missed a spot, but it's okay. Fill it in. Now, you see where the pen bled out right here and here and here. Well, don't worry about that. We'll take care of that later. Now it's time that we clean up our sketch by erasing. So give me a second while I do that. So now that we erased the outline, it's time that we focus on some minor details, such as scales. We're going to draw scales on her fishy body by using W's and U's. We're going to go ahead and do that in the direction of where the tail is. That way it looks like every scale is flowing downwards. Like this. Now you don't gotta cover her whole tail in scales. You can just put it here and there like I just did. Just to make it known that hey, I'm part fish. You know what I'm saying? Next, we're going to draw the people actually looking into her enclosure. And for that, we're going to pull out a black marker or Sharpie. And we're just going to draw their silhouettes. Now we got the people looking at her. Let's go ahead and decorate her little window thing, just to make it look like it has a frame. Going to get a squiggles. I'm thinking like maybe they used some sort of cement, you know, just to kick it on the along the side of the windows. And that's what we're gonna do. And because we're doing it on the outside, we have to do the inside square too, like that. Okay, we're gonna finish up her frame. Put it down here. Next, we're gonna grab our fine point marker, and we're gonna give her a sign, a little mermaid sign. It says it says mermaid. You know, just in case people don't know what they're looking at, they could say, "Oh, this must be a mermaid," because you know the mermaid herself isn't proof enough, right? There we go. Now we just gotta finish the bottom of her window. Hmm. Let's go ahead and put a do not feed sign next to her, next to the window. You know, just in case anyone wants to go ahead and like find a way to throw their hot dog or whatever inside the tank. It's a zoo, right? People throw food at the animals sometimes. No, feed. E. Oh, that's fine. You could read it, right? And here's our picture so far. Not bad. However, I think we could use some color. What do you think? Now, for her skin, I'm thinking just you know a peach colored mermaid, like the actual Little Mermaid from the Disney movie. You know, but you can make your mermaid any color you want. She could have any color she wants. It's your picture. But for this video, I'm gonna make her peach. So get whatever colored pencil you're gonna use for her skin, and let's begin to color. Give me a second. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is color in small circles. Okay. So when you're coloring, use small circles and try to cover any white you see from the paper. And what coloring in small circles does, it helps you color more evenly. It won't be you know as spotty. Get some ear. See? And now we're gonna talk a little bit about shading. When you're shading with a colored pencil, um, well, take care of her arms. I don't know if you can tell. When you're shading with colored pencil, you get the color you're using, and you just press it harder against the paper, and it'll look a little darker. Um, let me see. Well, I'll show you a better example with her hair. Um, I'm gonna make her. I'm gonna give her orange hair. So grab my pencil. Now now I know I said to color when you color to use small circles like this, but for things that are flowy like water, hair, or even if you're drawing like a dress or something or just a long t-shirt, um anything that looks that's supposed to be like loose and flowy. I would suggest you color with flicks and strokes like this, and all in flow in the direction of color in the direction of whatever you're coloring is flowing to. See, so I'm flicking from the top to the bottom here. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and try to give her hair a nice little even coloring. As you can see though, how some parts of her hair are just a little darker than the rest. That's just because I stood too long in one spot while coloring, so it appears darker because it has more strokes over it. But remember what I said about shading? Well, this is the perfect opportunity to show you what I was talking about. Just give me a sec here. Okay, now we're gonna get the same pencil that you used to color her hair, and we're gonna press it harder against the paper and see how it comes out just a little darker than the rest. And you're gonna want to do this along the lines of where you think shade will be. Just so pretend the sun is shining from the top right to the bottom left, and just shade small circles like this. And as you can see now, her hair looks like it has some depth to it. Touch it up a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and color in the letters to the do not feed. We'll give it red, just so that everyone can like see it. It's a big red do not feed. Not bad, not bad. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna color in her tail now. I'm gonna use green just because the Disney movie. Oh wait a minute, I missed a spot. Give me a sec. All right. Okay. Now so scales are round, and so we're gonna use the little circle technique to color. Just because if we would have used like the strokes like with the hair, it would have just looked a little weird. I mean, you could do what you want, but in my opinion, I would use the circle technique for the scales. And we're just gonna follow it all the way down to the tip of the tail. Okay, and after we're finished with the tail, we're gonna go ahead and shade. Just like we did with the hair, we're gonna press the pencil harder against the paper to make it look a little shaded. And we're gonna go all along the bottom of her tail and follow this all the way down to the tip. And we're gonna color her fins. I'm gonna color it a light green. You know, fins are usually different from the actual tail. Again, you don't have to make your tail green. You can make it whatever color you want. I'm just using green because it looks the most normal to me. But don't be afraid to not be normal. Understand? And here I'm just gonna add like little dark green lines to show that the fin is rigid. Not rigid. It's just textured. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. So I'm thinking we're gonna shade the table and the shell part, you know, like a light gray, just to show that they're white. I'm gonna use a light gray. If you don't have a gray color pencil, you could just go ahead and use a regular old number 2 pencil. You know, gray is gray, and yeah, just like everything else, we're gonna just color the bottoms, uh, um, along the bottom of the lines. Give it some depth. That's what we're looking for. Whoa, left a can of soda under my desk. Let's see. Yeah, not coming out too bad. Yeah, okay. Looks okay. Let's go ahead and color the edge of her table the same color. Line, line, line. There we go. I'm gonna color the top of her table just a little gray. Yeah. Go ahead and get under her arms. Yeah. Smooth it out. And there we go. I'm gonna shade in her cup real quick. Yeah. Yeah. Now we just need to do the water and the actual floor of our tank. Give me a sec here. Okay. The water's gonna be blue, and well, excuse me. And then the floor is gonna be like a grayish green to give that murky underwater feel. And so if you just give me a sec here, get out my blue. Okay. Okay. Now the water looks a little uneven, but that's okay for now. We could always go back and recolor. But for now, let's move on to the floor. Okay, not bad. See, we got the floor's like a nice little gray and green dingy underwater floor color. um, let's go ahead and shade the frame to her window here. So we're gonna grab our gray color pencil or regular number 2, and just go ahead and color half of the frame. See, some shade. Yeah. Yeah. Let me add some bubbles. Yeah. Yeah, some bubbles here. And yeah, and here's our mermaid as a zoo exhibit. Okay. There we are. And done. Yeah. There goes our very annoyed mermaid trying to enjoy her merc coffee, but people are just looking at her like, hey. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's a bit lengthy, but if you made it all the way to the end, thank you. Um, and like I said, if you enjoyed the video, give me a like, maybe subscribe, give me a comment, give me your feedback. Alright guys, until next time.